The tech industry moves fast. Every week, there's a new chip, a faster motherboard, and glowing traces promising to fix everything slow. They push a constant alphabet soup of acronyms, terms like DDR5 or Wi-Fi 7, DLSS, and 8K. It is specifically designed to overwhelm you. The default sales tactic relies on fear, convincing you that buying the absolute highest number on the box is the only way to avoid your computer becoming a useless brick in 2 years. This chart evaluates upgrades. The y-axis plots input, cost, heat, and complexity. The x-axis plots outcome, real-world daily benefit. An 8K display demands a premium but lacks content, hitting high cost, low benefit. An SSD upgrade cuts boot times to seconds cheaply, high outcome, minimal input. Plotting your tech like this doesn't mean you're being cheap. It means you are systematically hunting down the specific bottlenecks choking your system. Finding and clearing those exact bottlenecks is the only genuine way to future-proof a computer without setting your budget on fire. Think of the CPU and RAM as the engine of your computer, but a massive engine is useless if you only ever drive in a school zone. Their value depends entirely on your specific workload. This decision tree maps out hardware needs based on what you actually do. We start here and split into 3 main paths: standard browsing and office work, AAA gaming, and pro rendering. If you jump from 8 to 16 gigabytes of RAM, you get excellent returns for both office multitasking and heavy gaming. Your system stops stuttering when you open too many Chrome tabs. But pushing past 32 gigabytes provides absolute zero added speed or frame rates for standard users and gamers. The system already has all the memory it needs to run those tasks smoothly. Only heavy 3D renderers and 4K video editors process large enough files to extract any actual value from 32 gigabytes and beyond. Upgrading to the new DDR5 standard offers massive bandwidth for those heavy rendering tasks, but it requires buying an entirely new, expensive motherboard just to plug it in. Then there are the processors. A flagship i9 chip pulls so much power that it emits extreme heat. You have to buy expensive liquid cooling just to stop it from crashing. A mid-tier i5 runs much cooler and still handles almost everything perfectly. Buying flagship processors and massive RAM kits for basic tasks doesn't make your email load faster. It generates excess heat, forces you to buy heavier cooling, and drains your wallet for zero extra speed. The same logic applies to your display. Every time you increase your screen resolution, you exponentially increase the workload on your graphics card. This matrix evaluates our main resolution options: 1080p, 1440p, 4K, and 8K, measuring their visual sharpness against the GPU power required to run them. 1080p is the standard baseline. It looks smooth enough on normal-size monitors and requires very little GPU investment to hit high frame rates. 1440p hits the ultimate sweet spot. It gives you the sharpness to see distant objects clearly in competitive games, while keeping your GPU demands manageable. The push for 4K and 8K is a marketing trap. You pay thousands for the hardware, and most video platforms don't even offer native 8K media to watch on it. To push visual fidelity even further, manufacturers sell you on ray tracing to simulate perfectly accurate lighting and reflections, but turning it on crushes your frame rates. To fix the slowdown they caused, the industry introduced AI frame generation, like DLSS and FSR. These tools use AI to artificially insert extra frames to make the game feel smooth again. But frame generation comes with a strict penalty. You get cinematic visuals, but it adds severe input latency. When you click, the action is delayed and the edges blur. Maxing out visual fidelity directly compromises your competitive reaction time. You are forced to choose between looking good or playing fast. Let's look at the pipelines. A computer is only as fast as the data it can import from the web and export from its drives. This flowchart maps a home network. The data moves from a high-end Wi-Fi 7 router, through a pipe, to the outside internet service provider. The marketing promises that a premium Wi-Fi 7 router can push an astonishing 46 gigabits per second, but the average home internet plan is capped at around 1 gigabit per second. That means 45 gigabits of your expensive router's capacity is completely wasted. For 95% of users, older Wi-Fi 6 technology is already faster than the internet pipe feeding it. While paying for excess internet capacity is a waste, clearing your internal storage bottleneck yields massive local gains. Bypassing a mechanical hard drive with spinning plates for an NVMe solid-state drive yields the single highest return on investment for your computer. Programs open instantly, and the whole system snaps to attention. You can buy the fastest hardware on Earth, but it cannot outrun a slow external pipeline. Speed must be unblocked sequentially, from start to finish. Building a proper system means looking at how these parts work together. Throwing more money at a single component rarely equals a better daily experience. This table breaks down the optimal, high ROI builds mapped strictly to 3 distinct user profiles: the everyday optimizer, the competitive gamer, and the pro creator. The everyday optimizer hits the sweet spot with 16 gigabytes of RAM, an i5 processor, a fast NVMe SSD, and a standard Wi-Fi 6 router. It handles heavy multitasking effortlessly without wasting power. The competitive gamer maximizes reaction time with a 1440p display, a hardwired Ethernet connection for zero lag, and disables frame generation entirely to keep input latency at 0. The Pro Creator relies on 32 gigabytes or more of DDR5 memory, high-core processors like an i7 or i9, and Thunderbolt ports to transfer massive raw video files. Only the Pro Creator justifies paying those ultra-premium specs, because their specific workflow actually utilizes that excess capacity. True tech literacy is defining your exact workflow before you look at a single spec sheet. It ensures every dollar you spend clears an actual bottleneck, instead of blindly chasing the biggest number on the box.